Everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I am back with our teacher, Jack Stocken. Hey, Jack.
Hi, Bashir. Good
Thank you
morning.
for joining us with another interesting hand. This one sent in from a member of your class here at learnbridgeonline.com. Can you set up this hand? What makes it interesting?
Yes, well, Sally sent us this hand, Bashir, one of our loyal subscribers. It's a really interesting hand. What do you think? North's opened one heart, and suddenly you almost fall off your chair when you've been dealt the south hand. When partners open the bidding, I mean, let's count those spades. I think there's 9 of them there, aren't there?
I think we might have all of them. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
it's crazy. So, what do you think you might bid, Bashir, with that one there, with your 9 solid spades? Effectively, you've got 10 winning tricks, haven't you, with the ace of diamonds?
well, if I could succeed in, hiding my big smile. Um, well, I guess here's a question for you. I mean, with that amazing spade suit,
Yeah.
it's clear to me what suit we want to play in. So, should I just jump to 4 spades? Should I
Well, that's
say,
the thing. I think quite a few improvers, less experienced players, they'd be worried about missing game. So what they
right,
would do is jump straight to 4 spades. But that's a shutout bid. Really, partner's very rarely going to bid on, and you're just far too strong for that. I mean, to be honest, an experienced player, someone say I might be, maybe not my regular partner, but I'd be thinking my only thoughts with that hand: am I going to bid small slam or grand slam?
so
Yeah.
tell us how you already know that. How do you know that we're already going to slam?
Well, I don't definitely know. I mean, we've got to check on aces, But if partner's got one ace,
Yeah,
the ace of hearts or the ace of clubs, surely there's got to be an amazing. We've got a 3-loser hand there. So partner's got one ace. There's got to be a very good play for a small slam. And if partner's
right.
got 2 aces, if we can find out about a king as well, then 13 tricks are available. So what we need to do, Bashir, is set up a game-forcing bid with this hand. Do you know how we should do that?
So, just to make sure that I understand, instead of just jumping to game out of fear of missing out on bidding to game, we can still respond to partner's opening bid with something lower that will still tell partner, hey
Correct.
partner, we are not stopping until we
Correct.
get at least a game, and we'll see where else we want to go.
Correct. So there is a special bid in bridge, Bashir. It's actually quite rare to show a hand with 16 or more points and a solid suit or nearly solid trump suit. So really a suit that we want as trumps, and set up a game forcing situation. Do you know what number of spades that would be, do you think?
Well, 1 spade wouldn't be anything special. We know we don't want to go straight to 4 spades. Will we just bid 2 spades, or do we
Correct.
even think about 3 spades with this crazy long
Two
hand?
spades would be a preempt. We never preempt partner. So that would be off the cards. But 2 spades is the perfect bid here.
And that's telling partner what exactly?
That tells partner that we're game forcing, we're 16 or more points, we've got a solid spade suit or near solid, could be ace king, jack 10, XX or something, but it's a really good suit. I want spades as trumps. Partner, please don't ever, let us stop below the game level. So
Right.
it's kind of looking for slam. It's called the jump shift.
So a jump
Respond with
shift
jump
bid
shift.
lets partner know we have a great hand. Let's make sure to really see this one through. It's back to North's hand now. North has a pretty wonderful hand and suit
Yeah.
themselves.
I mean, North has got an amazing hand. That's a 2-loser hand. This was an amazing hand that was dealt at the table. And it was properly dealt. It wasn't a goulash or anything funny. So
I
just for
think
the
between North and South, they could win both this hand and the next with what they
yeah,
have.
they don't actually need a partner. So they could go 3 hearts here, but actually, I quite like the bit of 4 hearts. Here we go.
And so, what does that 4 heart bid tell South?
But that really says normally they'd bid 3 hearts. There's no point bidding clubs here because hearts are just so good. But that says actually, partner, I've got a solid suit and I want hearts as trumps. That's what that says.
Well,
Yeah.
usually partners bidding their own suits back and forth can cause some trouble. But here, what do you do when both suits are just so fantastic? Where do they end up?
Well, exactly. So they're both so good that it doesn't really matter. But now South clearly bids 4 no trumps.
And that is?
We'll play that as normal Blackwood, I think, for the sake of this, because this video is really aimed mostly at improvers, and most improvers, will play normal Blackwood as opposed to Roman keycard Blackwood, which is the
So
more
more
complicated.
experienced players, you could think, if you would bid this route, how might North respond Roman keycard Blackwood? But
Yes.
for us improvers, right, how do we respond to that for no trump?
Oh, good. So just us as improvers. For the improvers, it's normal Blackwood, number of aces, 5 diamonds is 1 ace, 5 hearts is 2.
Great. Well, what wonderful news for South.
Yeah, this is like, Christmas has come early for South. But playing Roman keycard, by the way, Bashir, you would assume hearts as trumps. So the responses playing Roman keycard would be, well, they got 3 key cards there, haven't they? The ace of hearts, the king of hearts, and the ace of clubs. So they would bid 5 clubs in traditional key card responses, showing 0 or 3 of the 5 key cards, with the 5th key card being the king of trumps, which here would be hearts because it was the last suit bid. But that's just for key card users. We're just concentrating really on normal Blackwood here. So as you say, I mean, that's brilliant news, isn't it? But what does South do next, do you think? Now they know that partner's got the ace of hearts and the ace of clubs.
Go straight to 7 what? I don't know.
Well, you could go straight to 7 spades, couldn't you? And let's face it, we don't really, we're so solid, we can be in spades here, not hearts. But the problem is, you might not be able to count 13 tricks. And they say to bid a grand slam, you really need to be able to count 13 tricks. Is there a little flaw to your master plan, Bashir, bidding 7 no trumps? Well, it's got the ace of hearts and the ace of clubs.
Sure. Right. Well,
but what about the king of diamonds? If partner's got 2 little diamonds, maybe, then we could be in trouble. So here, we can go via 5 no trumps. Although having said that, partner's bid to 4 hearts strongly suggests they've got the ace and king of hearts as well.
They must have the points somewhere, but if we're going to bid all the way up, might as well. And just for the practice here.
Yes. I mean, I would go via 5 no trumps just to be safe. And, partner's probably got the ace king of hearts, but not definitely playing normal Blackwood. So 5 no trumps there just asks for kings. And North bids 6 diamonds, don't they? 1 king.
So still that question, I guess, does South defer to North suit or insist on their own?
Well, what next? Well, I think we know partner's got 1 king, which could either be the king of hearts or the king of clubs or the king of diamonds. Doesn't really matter which. We can actually count 13 tricks. We've got 9 spades. We've got 3 aces. That's 12 tricks. And we've got a king. We can count 13 tricks per year here. So what bid do you think South's going to make now?
Well, does that take the question of which suit off the table? Can we go to 7 no trumps?
Does that answer your question? Playing duplicate or even, teams of 4, I think we can bid 7 no trumps here. Definitely playing duplicate because, that's going to be the top result. But
now, again, just to remind folks, this was a real hand sent in by one of the members of Jack's class. Played it at her local club. Is that where it came up?
No, they're just playing it at home, I think. As a deal at home.
How about that? So if you ever come across anything like this, please send it in. We'll take a look. And maybe the biggest takeaway is when we're dealing with such strong hands, we know we have to be careful to make sure that the bidding doesn't peter out, before we get high enough. But we also can't necessarily rush too quickly because that might tell partner the wrong thing.
Correct. And I think actually, Bashir, playing with an inexperienced partner over a 1 heart opener, I wouldn't even mind 4 no trumps from South straight away. Straight into Blackwood. Cutting out the middleman. I really wouldn't like, especially with an inexperienced partner, you're not quite sure what's going on. 4-no trumps there straight away from South gets the job done in a similar fashion.
That's helpful. That's helpful to
Yeah.
think, in the moments when we're just so confused, but we
Yes.
know that we're considering slam.
Yes.
Worst
Um,
case scenario, you can at least do that, and partner will
yeah.
know that you will also have a fantastic hand.
As I say a lot when I teach in the online classes, Bashir, it's all down to the E word, experience. Less experienced players, improvers, they're naturally worried about missing out on game here.
Right.
But experienced players, you know that that's such a strong hand. You're worried about missing out on Grand Slam. But it's all down to experience. And I think the key thing there is that improvers, of course, when they have really, really strong hands, they find them, really hard to bid. Which is
You get nervous.
yeah,
You don't want to mess it up, and then of course you mess it up.
of course, and being less experienced players, they haven't seen hands like that very often, really strong. I'm more experienced player. I've been playing for 40 years on and off. You get to see the really strong hands and you don't actually fear them anymore. You actually love them. It's a hugely different thing. But as an improver, I'd be really scared if I picked up that South hand.
No, my hands start shaking, and again, I'm trying to hide my grin. And
that's right. So anyway, I think that's quite an instructive hand for everyone to look at.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this video. If you come across an interesting hand, send it in. Maybe I can rope Jack in to help us out with it. For more bridge videos and to learn more about Jack's online lessons at LearnBridge Online, you can go to learnbridgeonline.com/Jack.
Yeah,
thank you, Jack.
Yeah, well, come and join us every week. I'm doing 3 online classes, 52 weeks of the year. I'm always here. I'm happy to help out. Thanks for lining up this hand. And thank you to Sally for showing us this one.
Thank you, Sally. Amazing hand. Bye, all.